Hello and welcome back to another deadline stream. This is the deadline stream for Game Week 27. Morning to everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you all have a good start to your weekend. How you doing, Jordan? You feeling better?
Yeah, much better, thanks. My throat's a bit croggy, but my voice has returned. But yeah, it's a nice early morning stream as usual. So we'll have to see what our plans are for the next hour or so.
Yeah. I got Dan in the chat. Says morning, guys. Yeah, morning to you, Dan. Hope you're well. Another deadline stream. Game Week 27. I need to change the title again. I keep forgetting because it is a double game week, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it is a double game week 27. Let me just save that. But yeah, a lot to discuss. We've got Steve in the chat as well. He says, good morning, guys.
Morning, Steve.
Morning, Steve. But yeah, let's bring up our teams. So let's start with the goal. I've got Raya, who has a double game week against Everton and Southampton. I've got a back three of Estupinian, who's got Leeds and Palace at home. I've got Henry, who has Everton away and Southampton at home. Sorry, Southampton away. So 2 away games. I've got Trippier, who's got Wolves at home. In the midfield 4, I've got Solly March and Mitoma, who both double. I've got Saka, who has Fulham, and I've got Rashford, who's got Southampton at home. In the front 3, I do have Tony, who does double as well against Everton and Southampton. I've got Haaland, who's got Palace away. And then I've got Harry Kane, who's got Forest at home. So that is my team, guys. Currently on Mitoma captain, but as I said, I am leaning towards Tony, if I'm being honest now. I wake up this morning. I am leaning towards Tony captain. But I've got it on Mitoma. That may change. So you got to tune in for the stream and see near the end if I do change it. I might, because I do like Tony. And yeah, on the bench, I got Kepa, Odegaard, who's flagged, but I believe he will be fine for Fulham. I was going to bench him anyway. Zinchenko and Botman. So that's the team. Jordan, if you could do the same, just tell us through your team for game week 27.
Okay, well, let's start off with Edison, who's got Crystal Palace away. That's my goalkeeper for this week. In defence, we got the back three of Dunk, who is a doubler, who has Leeds away, Crystal Palace home. And Trippier, who's got Wolves home. Ben Mee is another doubler, who's got Everton away and Southampton away. And moving on to the 5 in the midfield, we've got Rashford and Fernandes, who both have Southampton at home. Mitoma, who has Leeds away and Crystal Palace at home. Saka and Odegaard, who both have Fulham away. And up front, we have Tony, who has Everton and Southampton both away fixtures. And Haaland, who has Crystal Palace away. On the team bench, we've got Messier, who has Brighton at home. Shaw, who has Southampton at home. Nketiah, who's got Fulham away. And Kilman, who's got Newcastle away. And my captain's obviously Mitoma, and Tony's my vice captain. I think I'm going to stick with that come the deadline.
Okay, and in terms of both our transfer plans, we're both rolling, aren't we? Well, I'm rolling the transfer, of course. I have one free transfer, as you guys know. I'm going to roll. Jordan, same as you as well?
Yeah, I definitely need to roll. I mean, as you can see from the blanks that are going to come up after this game week, I definitely need 2 free transfers to navigate around it.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of managers rolling, trying to roll anyway if they can. Dan says captaincy is a headache this week. Tony or McAllister doubles or Salah, Kane, both good fixtures is a choice for me. Well, if you look at the fixtures this week, Haaland's got Palace, which is a nice fixture. Harry Kane's got Nottingham Forest at home, which is a nice fixture. Salah, if you have him, he's got Bournemouth away, which is a nice fixture. You look at Rashford, who's Southampton at home, is a nice fixture. So all these players, even Saka against Fulham, they have nice fixtures, but not a single one of us is going for a all of us are going for a double game week player. like a March, Matoma, or Tony, when all the other big players, Haaland, Kane, Salah, Rashford, they all have nice single game week fixtures. So I think, yeah, the doubles are tempting us to captain a doubler. I've not seen many people go for a game weeker. Let me know in the chat if you guys are, because obviously, Haaland, even Rashford, they have good fixtures and they can haul in those games. Steve also says he likes the Fernandes pick. Obviously, that's your team.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like Fernandes for Man United. I think he's like a cheaper version of Kevin De Bruyne in terms of a midfield option, because obviously he's heavily involved in Man United in terms of assists and goals as well as on penalties, I believe. So I always like Fernandes as a pick, and with Southampton at home, which is a good fixture for him, I think he could do well in that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Fernandes. Obviously, I had to take him out. I believe in the wild card or before the wild card. The only thing with Fernandes is that navigating that blank next weekend, isn't it? With Man United blank in 28, I think. He's 28, isn't it? They blank.
Yeah, they blank at 28 and then they double afterwards in 29.
Yeah. You may want Bruno back for 29 for those that don't have him. Which is my plan. Well, actually, I'm probably planning to bring him back in for 29, but I didn't want him for that blank. But we'll talk about we'll probably talk about my plans. Actually, we'll do that this video. If we can both plan our next couple of transfers, that's what I think I want to do. Actually, just to show the chat how it's going to look. So yeah, let's bring up FPL.team because this week's quite boring. We're going to both roll. I want to show you how my team would look. I want to plan for the next couple of weeks. So that's going to be up next. Dan Hilton thinking Kane, bit behind in my league, so might take a risk this week and hope Kane bags a hat trick. To be honest, I'd rather captain Rashford instead of Harry Kane right now if I had to pick Rashford or Kane. If you're going for a singular.
Yeah, plus Harry Kane, he has been consistent through the season, but he hasn't really scored more than one goal in most matches as well. And I don't think he's had a hat trick so far this season. So there might be more upside going for Rashford, who has I'll say, better on form. He can score more goals, I think, than Harry Kane.
Even Haaland. Haaland could be a differential captain because there's not many people are going to captain Haaland because most of us are going to captain a doubler. Haaland against Palace isn't bad. If you've got Salah against Bournemouth after his 2 goals last weekend, he could be a decent option. Dan's not got Rashford. I'm a bit surprised you have not got Rashford in your team. With his ownership being very high. Jenny, hi guys. Do you think Nketiah will play? I'm not so sure he will. What's the deal with Nketiah, Jordan? Do you think he'll play? Because I'm not sure.
Well, he's still flagged for a knock because he was limped out of that Arsenal win over Everton. But I think Arteta said he hopes he'll be fine, but he has been carrying a little injury and hasn't featured since. And that's pretty much all we know.
Yeah.
From Nketiah about that. He's just carrying a little injury, so I don't know if he'll play or not.
I would strongly recommend that you get rid of Nketiah and get rid of him out your team for someone like a Tony. I think that's an easy move. If you've not got Tony, Nketiah to Tony makes 100% sense. I think Tony's a must have in the next few weeks. Obviously the double this week, double again in 29. I'd do the transfer. I'd get rid of Nketiah if I'm honest.
Yeah, because I think from that Arsenal game in the other competition that they played, there was a few knocks from that game. Some players sustained, and I think obviously Odegaard out because of illness, but I think also Trossard is flagged. I think for a knock as well. Then there's a few knocks from that game that.
I think Odegaard's one's illness. I saw it was illness, isn't it?
Yeah, Odegaard's one is down to illness. He didn't feature in that competition that Arsenal did play the other day.
Oh, Europa League, yeah.
Yeah, so he should be fine.
Okay, yeah, cool. Hamza, thoughts on getting Ferguson, obviously the Brighton forward. The thing with Ferguson is I like him as a pick, but I wouldn't be bringing him in ahead of March, Mitoma, or McAllister, or even Estupinian because he is a minutes risk. Because I don't think he'll play 90 minutes in both games. So if I bring up Ferguson's minutes,
Yeah, it is a bit problematic because now that Welbeck is back
yeah,
in the
that's another one.
team, you got more rotation between the two.
Mm. So you take a look at West Ham in 26. He played 82 minutes, which is pretty good. Against Fulham, he played 72 minutes. And then against Palace, he played 33 minutes. And then against Bournemouth, he didn't play. He didn't play against. So he came on for 24 minutes against Leicester. So I would stay away from Ferguson personally because his minutes do worry me. And especially with Welbeck being fit, they will take minutes off each other. And I would rather get someone that is nailed, that's going to play 90, like a Matoma, like a Solly March, McAllister, definitely. Those type of players. I think, if you've not got the budget, I don't know, you want a forward spot, you could go for it, but not for me. It's not worth the minutes risk, in my opinion. Charnel Jacobs, what are your thoughts on captaining Ward Prowse?
Haven't really given it
I'm
much
not,
thought, if I'm honest.
I've not got Ward Prowse in my team, but I wouldn't personally, if I'm being totally honest. Like, Man United away is a tough fixture for him. You don't really see them getting many goals against Man United, maybe one. And then Brentford is not the easiest fixture either. So, no, I'm not keen on it, if I'm being honest. Ward Prowse mainly does score from set pieces as well. He's a player that relies on free kicks quite a lot, penalties. You never know, he could bag a free kick, put it into top bins. But, United away is going to be quite a tough game for him, I think. I expect Southampton to probably lose that quite comfortably. And then Brentford will be another tough game for them. So, yeah, I'm not keen on it. But if you want to be different, then, yeah, go for it, I guess. He did score against Chelsea in that lovely free kick, Ward Prowse. So he definitely has it in him. But not for me. Brian, hi lads. I strongly believe Tony is number one captain, but do you think it is too safe at 430k? What I will say, captain who you think is the best captain. Don't worry if it's too safe or too risky. You should just go for who you think is going to score the most points. I wouldn't look at ranks still yet too much. If you think Tony's going to outscore Mitoma, then you captain Tony. Don't be different for the sake of being different. I'd say do what the obvious move is, because sometimes that's the best thing to do, rather than trying to be different where it could go wrong. So I would just captain Tony if that's how you feel. Jordan, I'll let you take this question.
Johnny says, "Hi guys, I have the 5th midfielder spot on wildcard. Salah or James Ward-Prowse?" Well, I think long term, even though Liverpool's fixtures are a bit difficult coming up, especially for the double they have coming up, because that is against Chelsea and
Man City.
So
it's a tough one.
It's a very tough double, but it is a double that Salah could possibly score in. I think long term, Johnny, I'd probably go with Salah, because with James Ward-Prowse, the only reliability you have for him really is, as we've spoken about, is set pieces.
Yeah,
he is very dangerous on free
and they're
kick.
two completely different players, two completely different budgets. So it's hard to kind of compare them, because Salah's nearly 13 million, and James Ward-Prowse is a cheap midfielder. But yeah, Salah's definitely the better pick. I think, for me anyway. That's quite an unfair comparison. Jenny says, thank you, Tony, for Nketiah. Yep. I think that's a move that's going to be quite popular if you do have Nketiah, for sure. 27 and 28, Ward-Prowse. Just looking at who they have in who do they actually play in 27? 27, they've got, current game week, Man United, Brentford. And in 29, they have West Ham away. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Southampton assets, if I'm being honest. But because if you want to go for it, then yeah, if you think it's gonna work, then yeah, don't let me stop you guys. Do you guys place more importance on overall rank or mini league positions? For me, it's always overall rank. Yes, I want to win my mini leagues, but usually it goes hand in hand, if that makes sense. If you're doing well in your overall rank, you're probably going to do well in your mini league kind of thing. So it does kind of go hand in hand. I try, for me, it's overall rank. That's what I play for. And mini leagues, if I win it, it's a bonus, I guess. But yeah, overall rank for me. Jordan, I'm assuming is similar for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Overall rank, I'll say more important, I think, than mini league positions. I think mini league position is more for the fun of it, because obviously you're with your mates and friends. You want to do the best you can and try to obviously beat everyone in your mini league. But for an overall rank, you want to be the best in the world, number one, and that be that top spot. So I say yeah, more importance is overall rank, I think.
Abhishek, Tony captain. Yeah, I like Tony captain this week. As I said, if I switch back over to my team, I am on Mitoma right now, but I'm very close. It's not locked in at all. I could go Tony. I do like Tony for this week. Um, what's swaying me to Tony is the penalties factor. That I like. I look at last game. It wasn't amazing, but he gets the penalty and gets an 8 pointer. He also got a 9 pointer against Arsenal, and then he got 9 pointer against Bournemouth. So when he scores, he usually gets a good score because he usually gets bonus points as well. But Mitoma is also playing very well, coming off a 13 pointer against West Ham in that 4-0. Um, so yeah, it's a tricky one this week, for sure. FPL Feezy, I only own 2 double game week players and captaining Salah. Yeah, I mean Salah captain against Bournemouth could pay off. I know Liverpool did win 9-0 against Bournemouth in that game early on in the season, and Salah didn't actually get any returns. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I captained Salah that week. I think that week when Liverpool won 9-0, I captained Salah. And when I saw the score, Liverpool 9-0, and Salah wasn't involved, I was shocked to see that, basically. And that's another reason why my ranks where it is. I went against Haaland. Um, I believe Haaland did score a goal that weekend as well, and I captained Salah who blanked. So it just shows it's a bit unlucky, I think, that Brentford, sorry, not Brentford, that what's it, Bournemouth result, that 9-0. But yeah, hopefully, if you've got Salah, I think it is a nice fixture, but I would be going with the doubler personally. But Salah could definitely score this weekend. And what do you think about only owning 2 double game week players, Jordan? Because you own, was it 4? You said.
Yes, I own 4 double game week players. I don't think it's necessary to have too many, obviously, game week players for this week, because we can't forget Brighton do blank after this week as well. So if you do have 3 Brighton, as well as Man United and other blank teams, you definitely don't want to have too many double game week players. And I'd say for midfielders for Brighton, I know Sonny March, McAllister, and Matoma are going to be popular. I don't think it's necessary to have all 3 of them. I think 2 or even 1 is maybe necessary if you feel like one of them is going to do exceptionally well. I guess you just have to go with your gut, but 2 double game week players, I don't think that's not less as much as you would want. I think that's enough.
I'd like another personally. As you guys can see from my team, I have 6. So I have triple Brentford with Raya, Henry, and Tony, and I also have triple Brighton with Estupiñán, March, Matoma. I do like the doubles, so I would like 3 to 4 if you can. If you can maybe use a free transfer to bring in a Matoma or a Tony, I'd think it's worth it. Even a -4 for a Tony, I think it's worth it this week because you get another double in 29. So it depends who you're bringing in. If you're bringing in Tony for a -4, I personally think it is worth it, even if you're going to captain him, etc. But yeah, we know the fixtures are quite nice, and 29 is another game week they double. So essentially, bringing players in like that, it could be worth it. But you've got to make that decision with your team. Ali Mack on captaincy. If Brighton and Brentford keep clean sheets, your Brighton midfielders get 4 points more than Tony. So he needs to score just to be even. 4 points, isn't it? What isn't it? Oh, 2 points. It will double it, wouldn't it? So I'm assuming he means if they keep 2 clean sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could keep 2 clean sheets. Brighton, Leeds, and Palace. Possibly. The way to look at it, usually, I do like captaining midfielder in that sense as well, because they do get the clean sheet point and they get an extra point for scoring a goal. Obviously, midfielders get that extra point. Dan says he's tempted by Salah now.
I'm really giving it much thought, if I'm honest. Captain Salah.
Yeah, it's just annoying that now I get rid of Salah. He scored. If he scored again today, that will be a bit annoying for me, because obviously I've had Salah. I kept faith in him throughout the whole season pretty much, and he wasn't getting me any returns. Now I got rid of him. It seems like he's going to start scoring.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, I think Salah is 1 point off of Rashford in terms of total points now.
Yep. I actually think Salah will end up with quite a few goals. I think he's on 11 now. I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes maybe third in that list now, third or fourth. Obviously, Haaland is clear now. Right now, I don't think anyone catches Haaland. Kane probably does enough as well with 18 goals, 18 Hurricanes on. I don't think he'll probably be caught. But yeah, Hizami, good morning, guys. Like the stream and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, make sure you guys do like the stream if you are watching. Don't forget to also subscribe as well to the channel. It really helps the growth of the YouTube channel. So make sure you like and are subscribed as well. Benching headache, Martinelli or João Felix. Who would you bench? Obviously, Arsenal are playing Fulham, and Chelsea have Leicester. I would play Martinelli. I would bench Felix, I think.
Yeah, I would do the same. I think it's too important, I think, to bench Martinelli over João Felix, because Chelsea, they haven't really scored many goals in the Premier League so far. And on the other hand, Martinelli, he's been a massive goal scorer in the past few game weeks. He has regained his form. And for that Fulham game, it's going to be, I think, more important for Arsenal to win that. So there will be definitely goals in that, and that could include Martinelli.
Yeah, I think Martinelli is one I'd prefer to play, definitely. Combe, March, captain, Kane on the vice. If Tottenham were in any sort of form, it would have probably been the other way around. Fair enough. Yeah, Tottenham were very disappointing in their Champions League game against AC Milan. It was a 0-0 draw. Spurs are now obviously out of the Champions League. So, yeah, Spurs are a weird team, aren't they, right now? They're not playing great. They've not been great all season, in my opinion, but Harry Kane still scores in games.
So, yeah, I think Harry Kane is basically carrying, I think, Spurs in terms of when they're winning games, because most of the goals are coming from Harry Kane. And he's probably the best player on the pitch most games.
Yeah, and you take a look at the next couple of fixtures, you can't really get rid of Harry Kane, even though Spurs aren't playing that well. You look at it, Forest, Southampton, Everton. Harry Kane could easily score in a couple of those games. So I'm not going to get rid of him yet. After that, it might be a discussion when he's got Brighton, Bournemouth, Newcastle United. And maybe we'll get rid of him then. If he hasn't scored in the next 3 games, I think I'm going to give Harry Kane the next 3 no matter what. And then decide after that. But he's got pretty nice fixtures to the end of the season. Obviously, Man United, Liverpool, and Newcastle looks a bit tough from 32 to 34. But other than that, he's all right. And he's 18 goals already this season. And he's second just behind Haaland. Your thoughts on Tony over Mitoma for captaincy? Another headache. Yeah, we're on this headache as well. Jordan is on Mitoma. I'm on Mitoma as well, but I may switch to Tony. It's a tough one. Definitely, it's a hard one to call, because Tony and Mitoma are both playing well. Mitoma coming off a 13-pointer. Tony coming off an 9-pointer, I believe. But it's a very close one. The reason why I like Mitoma is because the eye test. He's playing really well. He's scoring goals. He's getting assists as well. His underlying numbers aren't actually that great, Mitoma's, but yet he's finishing the chances off from low expected goals numbers. In that sense, it shows that maybe he's a really good finisher. With Tony, one thing I like about Tony is the fact that he's on penalties. I think that's quite big. Obviously, Mitoma gets an extra point for captaining. Sorry, for scoring a goal, doesn't he? Also the clean sheet point you get. Tony won't get that,
Yep.
but Tony does get bonus points. Tends to get bonus points when when he scores. So it's a close one. Look, I'm not locked in. Jordan, what's your reasoning for going over Mitoma over Tony?
There was an interesting stat I saw for Brentford the other day, and it was the fact that Brentford have only won 2 away games this season, and with Tony having 2 away games in this double,
Ew.
it was one sort of thing that made me persuade myself maybe Tony isn't the best captain for this week. Maybe there is someone else that may have an upper hand. Just because of Brentford's away form, it slightly pushed me not to go for Tony. And also, in his last game, he wasn't that great. I think without that penalty, he was most likely going to blank as well. So his form is sort of like hot and cold. He'll have some sparks, and then suddenly he'll just go quiet and dim, sort of like Zaha. He'll have a nice game, and then for a few game weeks he won't have much, and then suddenly he'll burst out again.
Yeah, you're correct in that saying that Tony has only, not Tony, Brentford have only won 2 away games this season, and that was against West Ham and Man City, I believe.
Yeah.
They beat Man City 2-1 and they beat West Ham 2-0 away as well. And those are the only 2 away wins they've had all season. And obviously, you are mentioning it's a 2 away game in the double against Everton, Southampton. But Everton and Southampton are struggling, if I'm being honest. So it's a tough one. Yeah, let us know. Actually, I might do another poll as I always do. Actually, bear with me, guys. I'm gonna do a poll in the chat. How do I do this again? All right, well, who are the options? Hold on. Let me just write the question out. Who would you say are the main captain options, Jordan?
I'll probably say Rashford, Mitoma, or Tony.
Only doublers for now.
Oh, only doublers.
Yeah, who would you? Tony, Mitoma,
McAllister,
McAllister,
Solly March.
Okay, cool. March. How many options are you allowed to put in? You know what? I'm gonna do something else. McAllister, March is gonna be in the same box. And the other box is gonna be other. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys if you like to take a second or two and vote in the box, in the chat. Sorry, who are you captaining? I've left 4 options in there, so I've gone with March, McAllister in the same box. So hopefully that doesn't confuse anyone. Liverpool fixture being the first this week is going to be so crucial, especially to people like me who have Darwin and Salah. Could be a dream start or a nightmare. If you still have Salah and Darwin, I'd be pretty comfortable in that position because I would have liked to own one of them at least.
Yeah, because you've got the points from both of them already from their last game in Man United. So anything now is, I think.
I have double Brighton, but I can't get McAllister or March because my midfield is stacked. I have Salah, Odegaard, Rashford, Saka, Mitoma. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. I don't think doubles, like, you don't need that many doubles is necessary, because a lot of single game week players may potentially outscore double game week players, and we've seen that in previous game weeks. So I don't think it's too important to include these doubles. I'm always not going all in with going with double game week players, because it may look good with them having 2 fixtures, but they could easily not return in both of those fixtures.
Most content creators are not captaining Tony. I mean, I may still. I want to be different. If Mitoma's a more captain, then I would want to be different, but I don't want to be different just for being the sake of being different as well. But I could get Veltman and bench Odegaard. Thoughts? If it's for free, I mean, it depends who you're selling as well. Because I'm benching Odegaard this week, which is a bit of a benching headache. You got to decide. Michael, top of the morning to your gents. Is Salah a better option than the double game week players? So, I mean, it's mad because Salah scores 2 goals now. Everyone is on Salah now. Because obviously before that, the confidence in Salah wasn't there as much, but maybe it's slightly going to turn around. We're going to see people bringing Salah in soon. Is he better than someone like Mitoma this week? Still no for me, because it's a double. And then Mitoma doubles again in 29. But yeah, I like Salah as an option. I always like Salah. I never really doubted him as much, even when there were a lot of people saying to me, sell him and everything. I should have kept him on that wild card, obviously, but I still would want the doublers like Mitoma and Tony, because they are captain options as well. But yeah, Salah, if you have him, then I think it's a good position to be in, because he can easily score against Bournemouth, and you also got the points if you kept him. If you against United, you got a 21 pointer. So yeah. Elliot, Andreas to March, and Mitoma to Weghorst and Buemo. I'll do Mitrovic to Tony if you can. But yeah, Andreas to March is a good move. Jordan, I think you've sold Hizami on Mitoma captain.
Well, hopefully it does work out, Hizami.
Combe, 30 minutes. Yeah, there is only 30 minutes left. Now 27 minutes, I believe. Whom to start? Trippier or Shaw? I would start Trippier, personally. I just think Trippier can easily get an assist. I know Shaw can as well, but Trippier is going to be highly owned if he gets something, bonus points. He's a bonus points magnet. He can easily get a clean sheet against Wolves. I would play Trippier. Sorry.
Yeah, I would want to start both of them if you could. It's because both of them have attacking threat, because they both can get assists and goals. So with those 2 fixtures they both have, I'd say they're pretty good to start if you can.
Yeah, but yeah, if you had to pick one, I think Trips.
Yeah.
Jenny Rashford for captain. If you want to go for a single game weeker, he's not got the worst fixture. Southampton at home. We know Man United are looking to bounce back after they lost, but they did win in the Europa League. Was it 4-1? I think it was.
Yeah.
So they look like they're still scoring goals. We have to see. Southampton is a nice fixture for them at Old Trafford. I would personally prefer to captain a Brighton player or a Brentford player, like a doubler. But if you're looking for a single, Rashford does have a nice fixture, as well as Haaland, as well as Salah, even Kane, Nottingham Forest. So there's a lot of good captain options this week. Yeah, Elliot, we were chatting about this earlier on when Salah blanked in the 9-0 against Bournemouth at home.
Yeah, I don't really see that happening again.
Yeah, I mean, that was another crazy result, wasn't it, for Liverpool? I think it'll be a different game, but hopefully, they can still get the win today. Obviously, Bournemouth not conceding as many goals. They did give Arsenal a scare last weekend with the 3-2 as well. Like the stream, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, make sure you like. Make sure you are subscribed as well. Thank you for that, Izami. Appreciate it. Marjuk, but I am thinking that Castle is conceding continuously. That's why I'm so confused. Yeah, they are. Newcastle do, have dropped off. Because that's fair to say. It looks like they were going to get top 4 at one point potentially, but now they look like, they, as I said, I've been on Newcastle for a very long time. That they've only won 2 games since the World Cup restart, since Game Week 17. There's 2 wins and a lot of draws. I think 5 draws since Game Week 17, 2 losses as well to Liverpool City, which are tough games for them, I guess. Newcastle, Wolves at home, I still think it's a good fixture for them. So, yeah, I like Trippier still for this week. And, yeah, but it's up to you. Do you want to take this one, Jordan?
Yeah. Sorry, Marjuk. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Another question: should I play both Saka and Martinelli, or should I play Maddison for Martinelli? I'll probably play both Saka and Martinelli. I'm not sure if Maddison is actually. I will check this. I'm not sure if Maddison. I think he's flagged for something.
No, he's not flagged, but he's got Chelsea.
Flagged. Oh, he's fine. Okay.
He's fine, but no, I wouldn't play Maddison, I don't think.
No, I still wouldn't want to play Maddison, even though it's Chelsea. I'd rather play Saka and Martinelli.
But Maddison, you may want to hold on to him for 29, because in 29 he's got Palace and Villa in a double. So I don't know. Yeah, but I would rather play the Arsenal boys. Is Mbeumo a sure starter? He should be, but if I had to really pick, I'd definitely prefer Tony over Mbeumo, but he should play both. Watkins or Trippier to start. I'd always want to play the forward, but just looking at Villa, who does Watkins play this weekend? It's West Ham, isn't it? I'd probably I'd probably start. I'd probably try to play Watkins. I'd probably play Watkins. Odegaard or Trippier on the bench. Odegaard, for me, as you guys can see, I've got Odegaard, but that's because I can't play 2 defenders. But yeah, if you're in a similar situation to me where you can't obviously play 2 defenders, then yeah, Odegaard probably has to be on the bench. Steve, I'm wildcarding in 28. Would you set it up for bench boost in 29? Or keep the bench boost for 34, as the teams that blank in 28 likely double in 34? It's hard to say right now. I would set it up for the bench boost in 29, I think, because I am bench boosting in 29 for those I don't know. I'm probably going to bench boost in 29. So that's what would be my plan. So yeah, that's what I'd probably do. Set it up for 28 and 29 bench boost, and then maybe free hit if you've still got your free hit in 34 or whatever. How long we got, Jordan? We've got about 20 minutes. We need to
20 minutes. Yeah.
We've got to do score prediction as well. We've got to do future planning as well. We're going to do that. Should we do that now, actually? Hold on. Let me just obviously go back to my team. As you guys can see, I got Mitoma captaincy. I did say I may switch. I'm going to put it on Tony. I don't know. I feel like putting it on Tony right now. As I mentioned earlier, that I'm not locked in it. And I am siding towards it, Tony, ever since I looked into it a bit more. The penalties, I think, for me, does sway me a bit. It's a tough one. Yeah, it's a very tough one. It's hard for me to pick, but I'm on Tony. And I could go to Mitoma though, again. But yeah, for now, guys, it's on Tony. Sorry for the hesitancy. I think I might stick it on Tony. Let's see. But yeah, Jordan, we've got a plan. Let's see how it looks for our transfer from now until game week like 30, 31. Let's see how it goes. So if you bring up FPL.team, and we'll plan both our teams together. You want to go first, or?
I'll let you go first. I'll just set mine up because
Okay, cool.
I haven't actually set my FPL team up on here.
All right. Yeah, you just need to type your code in. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. So, guys, what we're gonna do very quickly for those that want to watch, it is a planning tool, transfer planning tool. It is FPL.team. It's not a sponsored video. It's just a nice website that we use to plan our transfers in advance. So, as you guys can see, for Game Week 27, this is what my team looks like currently. So that's why is Odegaard on the pitch? Odegaard's on the bench. So that's what my team looks like. 90 predicted points for my team apparently this week. Actually, hold on. Let me do captain. 97 predicted points. So yeah, I go Tony captain. I'll take 97 points. Okay, so that's my team for 27, right? In 28, I have a lot of blank players. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks. So what I'll do, I'd bench all the Brighton boys. So March will go, Matoma will go to the bench. The Newcastle players will come back in. So essentially, I'll have Aritza Balaga, Kepa, who's got Everton. I've got a back four of Botman, Henry, Zinchenko, and Trippier. I've got Odegaard, Saka, Rashford, Tony, Haaland, Kane. Now, what I could do potentially is sell Haaland. Now, I know that sounds mad, but he's got a blank. I'll sell him for someone like Watkins. And then that would give me 9 players. Sorry, not 9 players, 10 players. Because I don't want to sell Rashford. So I could potentially only have 10 players next week. Looking at this. So I'll have to decide how I'm going to navigate it. Maybe I just play 10, and because I don't really want to sell Rashford, I don't think. So yeah, and then if I go into but I do have 2 free transfers here, so I could do maybe one of the Brighton boys out. Maybe I take March out, and the worry with March, obviously he doubles again, doesn't he? In 29. So do you really want to take March out before his double? Maybe you do. Let's see who I could take him out for. Can I bring in a Madison? I mean, I'm not. Madison's got Brentford this week, doesn't he? Maybe I just leave March in there. I'm gonna put March back in there. I've reset this one. Hold on, guys. What would you do in this position anyway, Jordan? Because you see, it's going to be interesting to see how you navigate it as well. So you got a lot of blanks as well in it. I think more than me.
Yeah, I'm not going to have a full 11 for that blank game week, but I actually don't mind that because a lot of people are going to be in that position anyway.
Yeah, as you can see, I have 10 right now. But Rashford's the only blank. So I do have 2 free transfers though. So I could make a move, but it's just who would I bring in? I got to take out one of the Brighton players potentially, but they double again in 2029, the week after. So let's say I don't do anything. Let's say I go with 10, right? Then what I'll do in 29 is where it gets interesting because these Brighton players double again. So I'd bench Zinchenko. I'm going to bench boost this week, by the way, in 29. I'd play March. I'd probably bench Odegaard. Odegaard would go to someone like Bruno. I think Fernandes. Fernandes has Newcastle and Brentford. He'll come into the team. Mitoma will come into the team for Harry Kane. So I'll potentially have a bench boost in 29 of Kepa, who's got a double, Trippier's got a double, Henry's got a double, Estupinian's got a double, Botman's got a double, Mitoma, Rashford, Fernandes, March, all double, as well as Watkins and Tony. And then my bench boost would be Raya, who's got a double, Kane, Zinchenko, and Saka. So that looks like a nice bench boost with the predicted points apparently of 118. Let's say I don't know who I'll captain this week. Maybe Bruno, maybe Rashford. Don't know yet. It's just forget that for now. But yeah, that's with that one free transfer as well. So then in 30, I want to bring Haaland back in, and this is this is how I'm gonna. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'll have 2 free transfers. I can't get to Haaland straight from because I'm 1.4 short. So I'll have to figure out. That's the thing with Fernandez, getting him into the team. But I do want Fernandez, I think, for that 29. Harry Kane will come back for March. Maybe I sell a I sell a Brighton player. Yeah, probably sell a Brighton player with their tough games. Spurs, Chelsea, City. Who would I sell? Maybe March, but that would only give me 3.7. So that's the worry with my team. If I bring Fernandez in, how do I get back to someone like a Haaland? You know what I mean? That's the only. I've got to leave enough money to do it. I may have to take out Kane then, potentially, because Haaland, Kane, and Fernandez in the same team is very hard to do for me. But yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of Kane in game week 30. I just don't know who I'm going to bring in yet. So that is the current plan, guys. So yeah, you've just got to wait and see what else happens with the team. Jordan, let's bring your team up anyway.
Yep.
If you can share your screen.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what you're looking at in game week 27 currently, obviously.
Hold on, I can't see. Oh, let's bring up your team. Cool.
You can't see?
Yeah, now I can see.
Oh. Yeah, this is the team as it is currently in game week 27, obviously, with 1 free transfer. If we move on to game week 28, and this is where the blanks come into play. So obviously I have sort of sorted out the team while Hustle's going through his. So I have 2 blank players in the starting 11, which are Fernandez and Mitoma. And the rest of the starting 11, I obviously got fixtures. And I've got the captaincy over Saka.
Wait, when did you get Kane in?
I haven't got Kane in. That's just a planned transfer move.
Oh, I see. Can you reset it and show us how it would be? So who did you bring in for Kane?
Well, that was obviously that was Haaland.
Oh, you did Haaland to Kane.
Yeah, because without that transfer, obviously I have 3 blanks in the starting 11.
Yeah.
And I want to keep Fernandez and Mitoma because they double in game week 29. So I don't want to transfer either of them out. So the only option, because I do have 2 free transfers in game week 28, would be to take out Haaland, as he is one of the blanks, as we have spoken about. I think it'll be a popular move. And to bring in Harry Kane, who does have a fixture against Southampton away. I could possibly captain Kane. I might actually put it on him. Just
so that will give you 9 as well, innit? 9 players.
Yeah, that will give me 9 starting players for game week 28. I'm actually fine with not having 11 because I wouldn't feel right taking Fernandez or Mitoma out because then I have to bring a transfer or a hit to bring them back in, which I don't think is worth it. So, yeah, on the bench, obviously, you got Edison, Blankin, Shaw, Rashford, and Dunk. But 3 of those players, Shaw, Rashford, and Dunk, will obviously double in 29. So, yeah, that's how game week 28 looks like, pretty much for me. Using 1 free transfer. So, we'll move on to game week 29, where all the doubles come into play.
Yep. How do you look for 29?
Now, 29 looks much better, obviously, with Man United, Brighton, Newcastle, and Brentford doubling. So I think
you've got a headache as well benching. You got Odegaard and Nketiah, etc.
Yeah, I think Odegaard's only the real bench headache because I don't think Ketia at that point will be really a starter anymore for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Maybe Jesus comes back into the team by then.
Mhm.
But I do have 9 doubles in game week
Yeah.
29, which it looks pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, I think the Leeds goalkeeper has not got the best double, but even if he
Mhm.
doesn't get a clean sheet, there's always that 4 points that you can get from both, or
Yeah.
from both of the doubles. But apart from Saka and Kane, they're the only single game week players that will have only one fixture, but they've had pretty good fixtures for a single player. So
You've
if I
also
was
got
to,
2 free transfers as well, don't you? So you may want to. You're probably going to use one, aren't you, that week?
yeah, I'll probably use it on Nketiah because I don't think he'll be, I'd say, a
Mhm.
useful asset anymore. So I'll probably use the transfer on him.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'd bring in though for Nketiah.
I mean, yeah, there's still a while to go
Yeah,
before you do decide. But in 30, I'm assuming you're gonna have to have enough money to bring back Haaland in Game Week 30.
yeah, definitely. That is definitely.
Because
Well,
Haaland will have
actually,
Southampton, I think. So you may want to leave a bit of money in there to get him back.
I could actually take Kane out again and bring Haaland in for Liverpool at home.
You could do if
Yeah,
Liverpool at home.
I could actually do that actually because that it could be a good fixture for Man City at home, and it does stop the headache of not having Haaland in your team because he is still highly owned.
Yeah,
But
I'm personally waiting another week. I'm quite happy to go without Haaland against Liverpool to bring him back in 30. But yeah,
yeah,
he could score for sure.
yeah, I don't think I'm too confident in not having Haaland for when he has a fixture. I think that's for me. I'm a bit too cautious. I think still,
It's a
as
change
even
of
though
tune though, because you are
yeah,
very against when I was trying to tell you last week, Haaland, you were like, yeah, but he's got this game and that's Liverpool. So yeah, this is what
yeah,
Haaland could do.
I think because of obviously his away form is poor, and with it being a home fixture, even though Haaland is much better at home, I think that's sort of why I've changed my thoughts on it because I know a lot of people mentioned when I did captain Haaland in that away fixture. I think against I don't know who it was against, but he did blank in that away fixture. I think it was Newcastle,
Yeah,
and a lot of people did point out his away form is quite poor compared to his home one. So I think that has changed my thought on Haaland in terms of his home record. So that's possibly why my
yeah.
opinion has changed on it for that. But for this week though, predicted points 103. I would love that for game week 29. I'll
hmm
happily take that.
We know Watkins doubles as well in 29. If you want to go Watkins, who had the double game week, who I'll be getting in instead of Haaland. But yeah, that's my plan. But it might put you in a risk if you can't get Haaland back next week. You want to
Yeah,
have enough money to bring him back in. So yeah,
yeah, that is the thing. Uh,
because
saying Watkins has a double. Can I take?
Watkins has a Watkins has a double in 29
I
against
could
Everton and is it sorry Chelsea and Leicester, I believe.
take out Nketiah for Watkins and then bench Saka, and then I would have 10 doublers.
Could do. Um, you could do that.
Uh,
Saka's obviously that's still a nice fixture for Saka. That's what I'm bench boosting this week because Saka on the bench is pretty good. I'd say on a bench boost. So yeah, I
yeah,
think 100%. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bench boost in 29. It looks like the best week. Put a lot of points potential if you set it
yeah,
up. Um,
yeah. There's a lot of points for game week 29, considering the amount of doubles and the teams that do double in that fixture.
mhm. Okay, we're gonna go back to our teams because a lot of comments coming in regarding our teams. So sorry guys, that was just planning for a couple of game weeks ahead. So if you did enjoy that, Make sure you do drop a like on the stream as well. We're going to get some of your questions. Thoughts on benching Haaland? Nope. We don't bench Haaland. Shrey. So my options are Mitoma for Haaland, benched, Martinelli benched. I wouldn't bench Haaland personally if he's got a fixture. Ever. But yeah, Mitoma is a good captain option. We've talked about Mitoma quite a lot. Starting Buemo or Saka.
Saka.
You'd want to start both, but yeah, it's a tough one because Mbomo's got a double, but you want to start both. Drop a defender for them. Drop a Trippier if you have to. Thoughts on Dan Burn for Newcastle? Is right, I guess. Tony will blank. Hopefully not. I think I'm going Tony captain. Let me share my team actually again. There you go, guys. That's my team. I'm gonna bring up the fixtures as well for later. Hold on. Got so many tabs open, I can't even see what I'm doing. All right, so yeah, I am on Tony captain, guys. I have changed it. Oh, I changed it about half an hour ago. So we'll see who you guys captain. So I'm on Tony. Jordan's on Mitoma. So we've gone different to each other. So that's be interesting. Tony feels like the safe pick for captain, and Mitoma the pick of chasing rank. Maybe it's going to be interesting to see how popular. What's the effective ownership of these players? I don't know. Can you bench boost and wildcard? No, you cannot. You cannot use 2 chips in a 1 game week. So it's either one or the other. If I had bench boost, I'd use it in 29. Yep, I do plan on using it in 29. Garanch says triple captain Tony. I mean, I'm captaining Tony, so I guess you could, but I would wait. Personally, I would want to put it on someone like a Haaland or I don't know, another player in Game Week 34. There's going to be doubles, so I'd wait. But I do like Tony captain. Obviously, that's why I've gone Tony captain this week, but not triple captain. I don't know.
I mean, if his form was a little bit more consistent, maybe it could be tempted at a triple captain.
I think his form's been pretty good, you know. It's just, yeah, I mean, he's got 14 goals or 15 goals, which is, I think, he's third. He's a strange player as well because he kind of goes under the radar when he scores. Like, I mean, you look at the score charts and he's up there. So, yeah, it's a tight one for me. I literally could flip a coin, Mitoma and Mitoni. But I try to be a bit different. I don't know if Tony's more. Is Tony more captain, do you reckon? Highly captain than Mitoma this week?
I think he will be.
Really? I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling he will be more captained. I think penalties, I think that's a big advantage over Mitoma because obviously Mitoma's not the captain penalty taker. So maybe less upside go for Mitoma in that department.
Another thing about that likes making me go Tony is because I know Tony is Brentford's main man. So if Brentford score, it's most likely you think should be Tony. But with Brighton, it's a bit like Arsenal. It could be Saka, it could be Odegaard, it could be Martinelli, it could be March, it could be Mitoma, it could be McAllister. Any of these guys can score. So maybe that's me reaching, clutching, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna go Tony. I think that's it. We'll see how. Hopefully it goes okay. But yeah, Steve, good luck this week, guys. Great stream. Thanks. Yeah, thank you for watching, Steve. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We are gonna do score predictions, guys. So, before we do wrap it up, but I think the deadline, you got a minute left, so make sure you make those transfers. Lock your captain options, your bench, etc. And yeah,
and don't forget to save your team. Like I did one game week, I didn't, and it was almost went bad.
I had to double check there.
It's easily done.
Yep. Good luck. Good luck to you, Dan, as well. Make sure you guys have liked. Make sure you do share the video as well to your friends or if anyone that you know that likes FPL and watches FPL content. But yeah. All right. let's do the score predictions, Jordan. So, as always, let me just bring the fixtures up. Okay, so quite a lot of games on today. 6 fixtures. It's a big Saturday for football. Let's start with some score predictions. It is the early kickoff. Liverpool are playing early against Bournemouth at 12:30. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, Liverpool can carry on their winning run. I think that is now 5 clean sheets in a row for Liverpool, and they're looking a bit better. So, what's your thoughts on it, Jordan? Obviously, it was 9-0 in that previous fixture, but should be different today. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Liverpool keep a clean sheet in this game. I don't think it would be as big as 9-0 win. I'm probably going to say a comfortable 3-0 to Liverpool.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go for Liverpool to win pretty comfortably 2-0. I think they'll just get the job done. And I think it's important Liverpool win as well. So yeah, I think 2-0 is okay. Moving on to Everton and Brentford. Hopefully I'll be wanting Tony to score in that one. I've got Tony. I've got triple Brentford. If even a clean sheet would be nice. Yeah, what's your thoughts? Everton and Brentford in that one.
Well, looking at their away form, Brentford ain't been great. 2 wins, and that was against West Ham, Man City. So clean sheet is very, I'll say, supposedly not likely, despite the stat. I'm probably going to say though, Brentford still win. I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford.
Yeah, I'm going to go for actually the same scoreline. I was going to say 2-1 as well, Brentford. I think Everton are still struggling a bit. And Brentford, I still expect them to probably win. I think it could even be like a mad draw, like 2-2, but I'm going to go for 2-1 Brentford. And we'll see how they do. Leeds and Brighton, another game. A lot of us on Brighton captains and triple ups. They've got Leeds away. How do you see this one panning out?
Good fixture for Brighton, even though it's away. Leeds are struggling, even at home. That might be a loss for them. I'm going to go with probably 3-0 Brighton.
Oh, okay. Who did Leeds actually play last week? I'm just going to check. Leeds, they lost 1-0 to Chelsea. And before that, they lost as well, didn't they? 'Cause they've not been great as well, haven't they, recently, Leeds?
And they won against Southampton.
Yeah, 1-0. You know what? I'm going to go for 2-0. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Brighton. Yeah, I think it'll be a 2-0 win. Leeds, they've not been at it. I mean, a bit up and down as well, form-wise. Brighton looked good in the last game, obviously coming off a 4-0. So yeah, let's hope, I hope it's someone like Solly March or something that can score, obviously, because he's a bit more lower owned for me, having him, a player like him. So yeah, we'll see. I'm going 2-0 for Brighton in that one. Moving on to Leicester and Chelsea. Chelsea coming off the back of winning against Dortmund in the Champions League. Leicester need to get some wins. Where do you see this game going?
This is a tough one to call because Leicester have sort of struggled and Chelsea have struggled to score goals as well. So it could be, I could see a draw in this game, I think. I'm going to go with 1-1 with Leicester and Chelsea.
1-1.
Yeah, I think it's one of those weird games that you may not expect a win result from either side.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with something different as well. Like I think it might be a draw. I'm gonna go 1-1 as well. I think both teams will score. Maybe Chelsea Leicester could nick it, but I think it'll be a weird game. I think 1-1. Moving on to Spurs and Forest. This one it's gonna be. A lot of us own Harry Kane. Can he score against Forest? You'd hope so. Spurs need to bounce back after their loss. I think they lost last weekend, didn't they, Spurs?
To Wolves, yeah.
to Wolves at 1-0. So I do think Spurs win being at home. I think I'm going to go for a 1-0 Spurs win.
Yeah, not the Forest. I'm not too sure. They're a weird team. They can punish you, even against teams. Well, they punished Man City with that interesting draw, I think. I'm going to say... I'm going to go a bit different. 2-1 on the Forest.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Palace at home to Man City. Is the evening kickoff today. Palace haven't been playing that well recently. It's fair to say. Man City need to win again to keep the pressure on Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal play tomorrow. I do expect Man City to get the job done. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Man City win.
I'm going to go with 2-1. I think Man City may concede a goal to Crystal Palace, and I think Zaha will be the one to score against Man City.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. I mean, Man City have been keeping not many clean sheets as usual. So yeah, you could be right, but yeah, I think they'll keep a clean sheet. But yeah, that's just how I think it'll go. Let's move on to Sunday though. Or do you want to add something?
I was just going to say they have a really good surprising record against Man City, Crystal Palace. They do.
Yeah.
Surprisingly get wins and draws from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Palace have actually been a bit of a bogey team for Man City, so you never know. Sunday's fixtures now, moving on. You got Fulham at home to Arsenal in that one. How do you see this one going? Do Arsenal just bounce back? Well, not bounce back because they won last week against Bournemouth, but the way they conceded 2 goals, do you think it will be more, a bit more comfortable for them in this one?
Yeah, it should be more comfortable for Fulham this game.
Well, for Arsenal.
Oh, sorry, for Arsenal. Sorry, should be more comfortable for them. Even though it's an away fixture, I still think they can get the win and make it more or less dramatic compared to the Bournemouth game. So I'm going to go with 2-0 win for Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Arsenal. I think they'll score 3, but they'll concede. Moving on to Manchester United at home to Southampton on Sunday. Yeah, we mentioned that 7-0. Man United will need to bounce back. I believe they will. I think this weekend. I think Man United will win quite comfortably as well. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Man United. I think they'll find it quite easy. If Southampton are quite poor, aren't they? So yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the highest score line. I'm going to go with 4-0 Man United.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 4-0.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. Yeah, I think it'll be I think it'll be easy game for United ultimately. I don't know. Southampton. When did they last win a game? Feels like they haven't won in a while. Southampton, but they beat Chelsea, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that was their last win.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
Yeah. Moving on to West Ham Villa. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win for Villa. I think they'll get the away win. West Ham, another team that are struggling this season to get goals. It's been a bit maybe unfortunate West Ham this season, but yeah, I'm gonna go for 2-1 Villa win.
Yeah, I'll probably go Aston Villa win 1-0.
Okay, Aston Villa win as well. Moving on to the big one, maybe for Newcastle. They need to win, bounce back. They've been drawing and losing a lot of games since Gameweek 17. And Wolves at home is a nice fixture for them to get a win again. So do you see Newcastle winning this weekend?
I mean, they should be winning this game. There should be no excuse for Newcastle to lose this game, especially at home. And especially with Wolves not really having a massive amount of goals this season, or if any.
Yeah.
They should be winning this game. So I think Newcastle will win this 2-0. Should be comfortable as well.
Going for 2-0.
Yeah.
Newcastle Wolves. I'm going to predict a draw. I'm going 1-1. Yeah, I'm going 1-1. I think Liverpool it's Liverpool to get that top 4 spot now. I could see more falterings potentially. But yeah, I'll go for a draw 1-1. They could win it. Newcastle are pretty good at home, but I'll go for the 1-1. Wolves to nick something. And then moving on to the double game week set of games, which is on Wednesday. Brighton do play against Palace. Keeping a close eye on those games, obviously. What's your thoughts on the second set of fixtures for the double game week? Obviously, Brighton and Palace.
Yeah, I think they're a great set of fixtures. They're both against struggling teams, because Palace have struggled in their past few fixtures, and Brighton have looked really good. And especially with it being home, I could feel like this is going to be a Brighton win for them. And I'm probably going to say 2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. Okay, I'm going to go for... I think this might be a decent score for Brighton. I'm going to go for 3-1 Brighton. I think Brighton might concede somehow in that game. But yeah, I'll go 3-1 Brighton. Moving on to Southampton and Brentford on that Wednesday. I'm just going to start this one off. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Brentford. I just think they will get the job done against Southampton. And I think they'll put a couple past them as well. Especially with Southampton playing Man United on Sunday and then having to play again on Wednesday against Brentford. I think that might take a bit out of them. So I think, hopefully Tony can capitalize on that. So I'm going to go 3-1.
I'm going to go slightly different with this because I think Southampton have a win that's gonna come swiftly soon, and I think that is going to be against Brentford. So I'm going to say 2-1 Southampton, even though that's a very mad prediction. I do think Southampton are due for a win, and I think with this home fixture against Brentford, this might be a possible chance that they can get.
Okay, well, hopefully you're not right there, because I need the Tony. It would be nice to get Tony to. I need Tony to score now because I went captain Tony last minute.
Well, he might score the 1 goal for Brentford.
Possibly. I mean, we'll see. They're 2 nice games for them, though, for Brighton and Southampton. They should be beating those 2 teams. Sorry, Palace and Southampton. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, in terms of fixtures out the way. A lot of football this game week. And then, yeah, that's we'll be back again, obviously, on Monday. No, not Monday. Tomorrow. We're back tomorrow, actually, for the knee-jerk stream, aren't we? We'll be streaming right after Newcastle Wolves. So make sure you do join us at 7 p.m. UK time tomorrow for the knee-jerk stream. And then, obviously, we're back on Tuesday for transfer tips for Game Week 28. And that's it, guys. That is it from us for the deadline stream. Let us know if you enjoyed the content. It's been a good stream. Just don't forget to like, guys, if you haven't already. Make sure you do hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel as well. And yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the football. Hopefully we can get green arrows this week. So yeah, good luck to everyone out there. And yeah, anything else you want to add, Jordan?
Yeah, it's been a very nice deadline stream with all you guys involved in the chat. Thank you for watching. Obviously, those who have watched through the whole stream. And yeah, it's been a nice, relaxing deadline stream. It feels nice not to do anything for your team. And yeah, enjoy your weekend. Obviously, enjoy the football too. Should be very eventful. And obviously, we'll see you tomorrow on how obviously our teams and how your teams have done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Take care, guys, and see you tomorrow.